an engagement manager at the National Lottery Heritage Fund, and my role is to provide advice and support to groups from when they've got an initial idea for a project, they're not sure if it's suitable for us, all the way up to when they submit an application. And we say we've got a new name, the National Lottery Heritage Fund, and this is really to emphasise that all of our money comes from the National Lottery. So quick hands up, who's ever bought a National Lottery ticket? So I'm assuming because you're sitting here not on a beach in Bahamas, you didn't win? Well, thank you very much for playing anyway. Without your support, we couldn't give out the money to all these amazing projects and groups, like, as mentioned, Coventry Cathedral. So there's still quite a bit of money that we are able to distribute. So we're expecting over the next 5 years to distribute an average of around £1.2 billion, all raised by National Lottery players. So thank you all very much for playing. And we're one of 5 organisations that give out lottery money. You might know the National Lottery Community Fund, you might have heard them talk earlier. Well, we give out projects for heritage, and that immediately conjures up the idea of old buildings, perhaps dusty archive, but it is so much more than that. Heritage isn't actually something that we define. We believe that heritage is anything that people value from the past, that they want to share, celebrate today, and preserve for the future. So it's really not just about old buildings. So we fund a lot of projects on nature, wildlife, parks, outdoor spaces. We also fund people's memories, their cultures, traditions, the community heritage, those things that tell us, that make us more than just a group of people, that make us a community, the events and stories which tell us who we are. So it's really anything that we pass, that we from the past that we value today. And who we fund not-for-profit organisations, groups, public bodies and partnerships, so all kinds, so for example community and voluntary groups, charities and trusts, community interest companies, faith organisations, and we also fund councils, local authorities and public bodies like schools and universities, where it's above and beyond their regular sort of statutory responsibilities, their regular curriculum or day-to-day work. In also a very rare case, we do fund individuals or companies, whether the private owners of heritage, say an old building or a collection, up to £100,000. And then how do we give out money? Well, we give it out through grants for new projects. And they've got to be projects that are connect people and communities to the national and local heritage of the UK. So it has to be focused on the UK's heritage. It has to have a clear plan with a defined start, middle and an end. So it can't be a one-off event or supporting your day-to-day activity. It's got to be something new, above and beyond what you already do, that has a start, middle and an end. And all projects have to make heritage more inclusive, so reaching out and enabling a wider range of people to be involved in heritage and enjoy it. For us, it's really not enough to save heritage of the future, we've got to make it live today by getting more people involved. Now, for those of you who've known of us in the past, we have just had a bit of a rebrand. We've launched our new grant programme, which I'll tell you all about in a minute, but we've got a brief 2-minute film, which is just sort of highlighting the key changes. So cross fingers, hope this works.
Over the next 5 years, we will distribute over £1 billion of National Lottery money. So we asked National Lottery players where that money should go. They told us to support all kinds of heritage in every corner of the UK, and to make sure that heritage addresses social issues, supports well-being, and is enjoyed by the widest range of people. They also asked us to make landscapes and nature a priority, as well as the heritage of our diverse communities. So, over the next 5 years, we will stand up for heritage and the enormous good it does for our society. We will make heritage organisations more resilient, encouraging new partnerships, new ideas, and enterprising ways of doing things. We will attract others to invest alongside us, and when heritage is in danger of being lost, we will work hard to give it a future for people and communities to use and enjoy. We will make it easier to apply for funding, making sure our money gets to where it's needed as quickly as possible. More of our funding decisions will be made locally by people who live and work in their communities. And we will do all this under a new name, the National Lottery Heritage Fund. Making sure people know about the difference their money is making for people, heritage, and communities.
The main thing thing that is new is that we're valuing involving a wider range of people in heritage. Also, the consultations that we've done with National Lottery players have shown us that they want to really value nature and wildlife, community heritage, and also heritage at risk. So it could be species and wildlife, could be buildings that are in danger of falling down, or it can be culture, tradition, skills that are in danger of being lost. We're also going to be doing some time-limited campaigns where we're going to be shining a light on particular areas to showcase that these are the kind of things we can fund. So for 2019, we're helping heritage organisations become more resilient in these difficult times and also build their digital capacity to use technology to involve a wider range of people and reach out further. We're also providing extra support for people who haven't applied to us in the past, diverse groups, and also 13 geographic areas of focus that have had less funding from us in the past, and the nearest one to here is Walsall. We've also got 3 local offices in Birmingham, Nottingham and Cambridge that are covering the whole Midlands and East area. But the main thing that's new is our new grant programme. Some of you who know us in the past may remember that we had one for young people, one for parks, one for places of worship. We've simplified that into one open programme that any not-for-profit group can apply for. It comes in 3 sizes, so our small grants are £3,000 to £10,000, and these are great if you want to share and celebrate your community heritage, and particularly great if it's the first time you've applied. The online form is very simple to fill in. We can fund projects that last up to 12 months, and there's no match funding requirements. We can provide up to 100% of the cost of your project, although any support in cash or in kind is always going to be welcome. It's one short online application form. You can apply in any time and get a quick decision in 8 weeks. For our medium-sized grants, our 10,000 going all the way up to £250,000. For under 100,000, it's one application form for projects that can last up to, so it's one application form and projects can last up to 5 years. For those of you applying for under 100,000, similar to our small grants, there's no deadlines, no match funding requirements and a quick decision. And if you want 100,000 to £250,000, it's quarterly deadlines you'll find on our website. Assessment takes a little bit longer at 12 weeks, and you must contribute at least 5% of your project costs from elsewhere, but that can be volunteer time, in-kind contributions as well as cash. And then talking very briefly about our very large grants, up to 5 million. To access this, the first thing to do is submit a very short 800-word expression of interest through our website. If you're invited to apply, we've got a 2-stage process. You first apply for a development phase, so an initial application to get some initial money up front to help you develop your project, plan it in more details. That can last up to 2 years. And then once you've had that support, you submit that big detailed application for projects that can last up to 5 years. If you want up to £1 million, you've got to find 5% from elsewhere, and over £1 million, you've got to find 10%. Deadlines are quarterly, assessment takes 12 weeks, and an application is then decided for a quarterly decision meeting in the Midlands and East area. So we always receive so many great applications from great groups. How do we decide which ones to fund? Well, the criteria that we use, how we assess your application, is how it is the difference that your project will make, and we describe these differences, we call them outcomes. Outcomes are the changes, impacts or benefits that happen as a result of your project. So not necessarily what you will do that's important, it's the difference that you will make. We have a menu of 9 outcomes that you can mix and match between. All projects have to meet just one. All projects have to make sure a wider range of people will be involved in heritage. More than that, you can mix and match. So you might have a project that will make heritage in better condition and will help people develop skills. Or you can find a project that will help identify and explain heritage, but also give people greater well-being. It's up to you which ones you want to do. And if you find that your project doesn't do any of these benefits, it doesn't mean it's not a great project, it's just that we're not the right funder for you. And really we're about putting people at the heart of projects, and countless individuals and communities have had their lives changed through National Lottery funding. And we're going to have a second very short under 2-minute film just showing some of the difference that our funding has made and how heritage really can change people's lives.
When the youth club got closed down, I personally was pretty disappointed, and we couldn't really go anywhere. I had nothing to do. We did actually get into quite a lot of trouble, because at one point I was getting involved, I must admit, with climbing on roofs. Then police would come, tell us get down. Obviously we just got into more trouble. Before I was with sporting communities, I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I just thought I'm just going to mess around all my life with my mates. Probably when the time comes of getting a job, just go and get a job in a pub or something like that.
We've run a heritage-based programme in Kidsgrove called Paradise of the Potteries. So Kidsgrove used to have a big carnival-based events that used to run, but not many people around the Kidsgrove area knew about this heritage. We ran 4 or 5 different events surrounding different things like music, sport, arts and crafts, and also around the sort of community feel.
I got involved with Paradise of the Potteries by just coaching down here, then Dave offered me an opportunity to get involved. I was doing different roles really. We gathered a group together called the H2Q group. We planned stuff out.
Thanks to the national lottery funding we received, we've been able to inspire young people and residents.
Being involved with Paradise of the Potteries, I've definitely got more mature, I'd like to say. I've knuckled down more, I've focused on what I want to do. My leadership skills, I feel as if they've got better. People like Dave and Ben, they've kind of taught me that it's more than just sport. You can be more creative, you can be more mature, really, be a different person. I was looking to get in working and coaching, working with what I'm doing now, but obviously as a job. And I think we've made a place that looks like it's having a bit of a dead end come back to life, and hopefully the kids can grow up and have a bright future.
So just to finish off, I'm giving just a couple of top tips if you do want to apply for a grant. The first thing is to read our guidance. We've got an online guidance document that takes you through question by question what we fund and what you need to put in your application for. Don't start your project until you've been awarded a grant. If it's something you've already started or already advertised, we can't fund it, it's got to be new work. Get advice, talk to us. We can submit an inquiry through our website and get some feedback, or there's a little Ask an Expert button, but also talk to other projects who've had funding before, and also experts in the areas of perhaps if you're doing your nature project, talk to the Wildlife Trust. If you want to collect people's memories, have a talk to the Oral History Society. Have a think about how your project will be accessible and how you're going to attract and involve a wide range of people. And ask someone who doesn't know your project to check your application, just to make sure that it actually makes sense to someone who doesn't know your area, your organisation. And I think for a lot of these, I think these are top tips that for pretty much most grants that you're applying for are good things to bear in mind. So we're very much here to help. All the information you need is on our website, heritagefund.org.uk. If you're applying for 10,000 to $250,000, send us a project inquiry first, then you can receive some free advice and support before you apply. If you want less than 10,000, the application form is fairly straightforward, so feel free to apply straight away. And if you want more than $250,000, complete that short expression of interest form first. We're also on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, so you can get lots of information about other projects that we've funded, have a look at what they've done, and other training courses. And so we've got, And we've got all this information on our website, heritagefund.org.uk. So to my contact details, elise.turner@hlef.org.uk. Also, we've got my manager Liz S at hlef.org.uk upstairs. So if anyone has any questions, please do come and talk to us on our table. We'll both be here till 7 o'clock. We'd love to hear about your ideas, give you some feedback, and anything you're unsure of, do give us a shout.